Welcome back to the channel for a new one, guys. Today I have here with me the new Hover Air X1 made by ZeroZero Robotics, and as some of you already know, this is the same brand that came out with the Falcon V-Copter and the Hover Passport, as well as the new Hover 2, which has not yet been released. Now, I don't own any of those, so I couldn't tell you what they're about, but I do own this little guy here, and this is what we're going to be talking about today and checking it out. Alright, so as you can see, I already have it unboxed. This one here is the part of the combo kit that I purchased. I opted out for the combo kit because it includes 2 batteries, one dual battery charger, a USB Type-C cable for charging it, and this cool little travel pouch, which also serves as a lens cloth, which is pretty neat. They also have other kits available as the standard 1 battery version, and they have, I believe, a combo plus, which includes 3 batteries. So as you can see here, it's very small, compact, and also lightweight. This thing only weighs around 125 grams, which is very light. You can just easily take this with you, put it up in the air, take a couple of shots, bring it back down, and keep on going. Now, what I like about this right away is this protective cage that it has that protects the motors inside, and as well it also protects the user. So if something goes wrong with it and you have to grab it with your hand, you're not gonna hurt your fingers or anything. So that's pretty neat. So let's start off with the motors here. As you can see, they're inverted, and they are high performance brushless motors. I don't have the kV number, so I couldn't tell you, but I do know that they're pretty high spinning motors. So as far as the wind resistance of this thing, I believe is a level 4, so could handle light breezes but not anything overly windy. It's definitely influenced by the wind. Again, it's only 125 grams, so it's very lightweight, so I wouldn't fly this thing on windy conditions. Now, the maximum height distance that you can take this thing up is 15 feet, and the maximum FPV image feed from the app directly is 30 meters, so you can't go farther than that. Now, another thing is the maximum speed that it can go. This little guy here can reach maximum speeds of 7.9 meters per second. It doesn't sound like pretty fast, but trust me, that's fast enough for this thing. On the top here, you have the battery, which is a 7.7 volt 1050 milliamp hour, which is supposed to give you, I believe, around 11 minutes. Of course, we all know that you're not going to get that. You'll probably get around 9 minutes or so, but for what it is, that's why I recommend getting the 2 battery version, so you can have enough flight time. The Hover has an internal memory of 32 gigabytes, which is not a lot, but it's enough to capture what you need on the go. I wish they had another option where you can choose 64 gigs would have been a great minimum storage capacity, but 32 gigabytes is okay. You just have to upload to your hard drive the footage and keep on deleting the footage that's in the internal storage, so that you have enough storage every time you go out to record. On the bottom, you have the on and off button, and you have another button to toggle between the flight features or flight paths, which are pre-programmed, which is pretty neat, and I'll show you that in a bit. So you can just turn this thing on, choose which flight mode you want to put it in, and it just automatically goes up and flies around by itself, comes back to you, and you're done. On the bottom, you have 2 TOF infrared sensors, TOF standing for time of flight, and a optical flow camera. You also have some ventilation grills here on the sides, and on the bottom. As far as the camera, this does not have a 3-axis gimbal. It only works on one axis, which is the pitch axis, up and down. And it does have vibrational dampeners, as you can see, which helps reduce that vibration that's produced by the motors. And it also has electronic image stabilization, which is pretty cool. As far as video and photo, this thing can record video in 2.7K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second, and 30 frames per second it has an HDR mode. And it also can film in 1080p 60 frames per second, but unfortunately it doesn't have the HDR mode available. Not sure if that's going to be available in a future firmware update, but as of right now it doesn't have it. Alright, so what else? This doesn't have GPS, so it doesn't have a module inside. And how it works with the VIO positioning system, and that stands for visual inertial odometry. And what that is basically visual odometry, which has to do with the bottom sensors. What it does is it calculates or measures the time of distance and height, and together with the inertial measurement unit, which is the IMU, that is what measures the actual orientation and the angular rate, as well as other things. Now, together with the pre-programmed engineering and AI algorithm that's already coded into the firmware, that's where all of the autonomous magic happens. So this thing is able to go out by itself, calculate the distance and height, and it can return right back to you, instead of, like, typical GPS where you have to calibrate your drone to locate the specific takeoff and landing point. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn it on by pressing the button here for 3 seconds. So you can see the indicator light turns green, starts flashing, and it goes into self-calibration.
Current mode, hover.
Yeah, it's pretty loud. So right now I have it at the current mode, which is hover, and that's right here. But if I want to change that to a different flight path mode, I just press this button here once.
Zoom out.
Zoom out.
Follow.
Follow.
Orbit.
Orbit.
Bird eye.
Bird eye.
Custom.
And
Dolly
custom.
track.
So right now it has dolly track set on the custom, but you can also add, I believe, snapshot on there, which is where you take a picture of yourself. So if I want it, for example, I'm going to go to hover, and if I press again and leave my finger down for 5 seconds,
60 seconds.
You can change the setting. So I have it at 60 seconds.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Zoom out.
Okay, now I switch to zoom out.
5 feet. Zoom out.
5 feet.
10 feet. Zoom out. 20 feet. Zoom out. 30 feet. Zoom out.
30 feet.
Follow.
Okay, so the maximum zoom out is at 30 feet. Follow, you have, let me see.
30 seconds.
30,
Follow.
30 seconds.
60 seconds.
You have 60
Follow.
seconds.
Orbit.
Oh, 60 seconds follow. There's more than that. Let me go back to that again, guys. Sorry.
Zoom out. Follow.
Follow.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Follow.
5 minutes.
Orbit.
Yeah, I think it has a continuous, but it just didn't come out. Anyway, orbit.
5 feet. Orbit.
5 feet.
8 feet. Orbit. 13 feet. Orbit. 20 feet, orbit. 5 feet, orbit.
Okay, so it's 20 feet. Bird's eye.
Bird eye. 16 feet, bird eye. 23 feet, bird eye. 30 feet, bird eye. 50 feet, bird eye. 16 feet,
Okay, so the
eye.
maximum bird eye height distance is 50 feet. Now let me go
Custom.
back to
Hover. Zoom out.
follow.
Follow.
So I know there has a continuous, which, you know, you can set it to.
Continue.
There you
Follow.
go. So follow, you have a continuous mode. So it just continues recording. And when you stop for 3 seconds, the quad will stop itself. And then you can just put your hand under it and it will automatically land on your hand. So that's pretty cool that you can just take this right out of the box, turn it on, and just basically fly it. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys how to use the Hover Air X1 with the app. Now I'm using the iOS app, and we're going to go ahead and connect it. So as you can see, it asks me to connect the Hover X1. Alright, it's already connected. Alright, so now that I'm connected, we're going to go over to the hover settings. As you can see here, we have all of the parameter settings for the flight functions. The first one is hover, and if I click on that, you see you have shooting mode, it's on video, duration, you have continue, 5 minutes, 60 seconds, 30 seconds. Target tracking off, I have it off, so if it's hovering, it's not going to move, it's just going to stay idle in place. But if you turn that on, it will track you while it's hovering like a tripod. You have vertical mode, which is interesting, so if you want to quickly upload it to your social media, Instagram or what have you. What else? We have the video quality. You can change the resolutions. Zoom out. You have video segment off. So what that means is that every time it records video, it goes up, records one segment, cuts off, and then it records again a second segment of video returning. So I have that off because I want it continuous. I don't want to have 2 different clips. You have your distance here. Maximum distance is 30 feet. 20 feet, 10 feet, and 5 feet. Altitude, you have it, I have it at rise, so when it's zooming out, it just rises up. You also have flat shot, which maintains at a horizontal position, and that's like, you know, mid height. And you have lower, so that lowers below down to your knees, I suppose, and I'll check that out and see how that works. You also have vertical mode, you have the option to change the video quality, and you have photo mode, normal and HDR for zoom out. For follow, you have back figure, duration, continuous, 5 minutes, 60 seconds, 30 seconds, distance is standard, so it will be at that mid-level following you. If you put it on close, it will be much more closer to you. And if you put it on far, it will be a little bit further away from you. Now, I don't know how further. I guess it's like around 3 feet or so, I believe. Altitude, I have it at high, so you know it can follow me at a higher altitude. You have flat shot, low, and lowest. So that's interesting. You can follow you at the lowest level. You also have vertical mode and the video quality settings. Orbit, you have radius 20 feet is the max, minimum is 5 feet. Angle 360, 180, 90 degrees, and you also have 1080 degrees, 3 rotations, so it'll go 3 times around. It'll orbit you 3 times. Vertical mode, rise 3 feet, sorry. Flat shot and lower 3 feet. So that's interesting. And you also have the resolutions, the photo mode, and the vertical. Bird's eye, I have it at video segment off. Altitude is maximum 50 feet. You also have 30 feet, 23 feet, and 16 feet. What else? Rotation speed is slow. I have it on slow, normal, and fast. So slow is when it'll rise up, and while it's ascending, it rotates at a very slow speed. Normal is it just rises up. It doesn't yaw to the left or right. And fast is when it yaws fast while it's rising. So that's pretty cool. And you have vertical mode, video quality, and photo mode as well. Custom is where you can customize which mode you want to put it in. So right now I have it at dolly track, which is basically a follow me mode, but it also, instead of just following you from the back, it can follow you also from the front and sides as well. So that's pretty cool. And you have the duration, continuous 5 minutes, 60 seconds, 30 seconds. Altitude is flat shot, high and low. And the quality of the video and the vertical mode. You also have sound recording. I have it off right now, but when you're shooting you can turn that on. Here you have your firmware update. Storage management shows you how much you have in gigabytes remaining. The voice, I have it off, and that's the automated voice that comes out of the hover itself when it turns on and you're switching between flight modes. If you don't want to hear that loud, annoying voice, you can turn that off, and I don't want to hear it, so I've turned that off. You have an IMU calibration option, so right now it's normal, but if you click on that, let's say you crash into a tree or something happens where the IMU is just off, you have to recalibrate that using this. So that's very useful. You have the hover language. And right now they only have Chinese and English. Maybe in a future firmware they'll update that to other languages, Spanish and other languages out there. Unit of length, you can change the unit of length. I have it at feet, but you can change it to meters. I'm going to leave it at feet for now. And that's basically it for the flight settings and general settings. Okay, so as you can see, to check your albums, you have to accept the Wi-Fi address. So I'll join that. So we have a photo mode. So if I switch to photo, if I tap shoot, 3, 2, 1, takes a picture. Video, and this is while it's not flying, so that's pretty interesting that you can just set it up and record while it's grounded. So I'm just going to move here, 3, 2, 1, and as you can see, I'm just here recording. So that was just a quick recording to show you guys, and you can go into the settings right away and change all of the flight settings or camera settings while you're in Smart Preview. So that's pretty cool. And you have a land option, so you just press that and it automatically lands. Okay, this is just a warning because the battery is very short-lived. On the bottom you do have this message that says vertical video and Smart Preview is under development, please stay tuned. Okay, so then they'll have an option in the future for vertical mode, so that's cool. On the top here you have your battery icon, and over here you have what mode you currently have it on. So I believe it's on orbit. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So if I go to my album, now you see what I've taken. I've taken 2 photos, 1 photo and 1 video, and I haven't downloaded it yet. So if you want to download it into your phone, you just click on it, and then you just download it right there, and now it's downloaded directly into your phone. So that's pretty cool. Here are your flight modes now. To unlock these features, you have to have it connected into a network, cellular network. I don't have a cellular network connected right now, so I can't open these. But what you basically do is just you click on them, you take a look, and you do the flight test, and it will unlock that. You also can fly this thing in manual using the app itself, and as you can see here, I can't unlock it because I have no network available. So to unlock that, you have to have a cellular network connection, which kind of sucks because why would you have the user have to be forced to get on a cellular network to unlock that? That should just be available right away. So that's one thing they should add in a future firmware update. Here's all the information. Your Me is where you have your your email and all of the settings to your account. Hover back here, and home. Again, you have to be on a cellular network or Wi-Fi network to connect to it. And here's where you would see all of sort of like a social media page where you can share your videos and photos with the community. You have the new, which means new videos that people have posted. You have a feature where they feature the best moments, and then over here on the top, your moments is your moments. As you can see, this is where I filmed some of my stuff. And you also have an option here where it says post, so you can just post your videos and photos to the community. So that's cool for those who want to join the Hover Air X1 community and share their experiences with it. So yeah, that's basically it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys just some sample footage of what I've done with it and the fun you can have with this thing. So let's get to that, and then I'll come back here and tell you guys my final thoughts on the Hover Air X1. All right, so I'm testing out the audio. Hopefully it's recording directly onto the video itself. And yeah, test 1 2 1 2 check 1 2. Whoa, almost slipped there. Yeah, so I have my phone in my hand. I'm previewing it, and I'm recording here audio, hopefully. So how does that sound to you guys? Does it sound nice and clear? Do you hear the props? It's supposed to cancel the noise on there, so hopefully that's what it's doing. I think it's a pretty nice feature. All right, so I'm coming up to a tree here, so I'm gonna see if I could go around. If I go around it, that would be great. Avoid that obstacle. All right, we avoided the branches there of that tree, so that was nice. So yeah, this is a cool feature. Haven't seen this on any quadcopter out there. All right, so I'm gonna stop right here and stop the recording. So what do I think about the Hover Air X1? Well, I have to say this thing is a lot of fun. I love it. I love flying it. I love the convenience of it, that you can just take it anywhere with you, put it in your pocket, backpack. You see a moment that you want to, remember. You just put it up in the air, put it on the flight mode that you want it to do, and it just does its thing, comes back to you, and voila. That's just amazing. I also like the fact that you can record sound directly to it, and it has that noise canceling algorithm via the app, so you don't hear the prop noise in your video. So that's just amazing. I love how they did that. Battery power, not so much. I wish that they would increase that at least to 15 minutes. That would be nice, but I mean, this is going to be used for very short segment video, so it's something you just quickly put up, like I said, in the air. It does its thing, and then you just bring it right back, and that's it, off to the next location. So, but it would be nice to see a upgraded battery version. What else? The camera quality is decent. It's not bad at all, especially for what you're going to be using it for social media and family sharing. It is what it is, and I think it does a great job. I do like how this has the protective cage, so like I said, you won't hurt yourself, your fingers, when you grab it, in case something goes wrong, and you can just grab it and flip it upside down, and the motors will automatically turn off. So I like that. What else? Oh, in terms of the app, I do hope that they can add an option where you can increase the time from when it takes off and it goes to do its thing, and it hovers, does the video, and comes back to you. If they can increase that, give an option to increase it maybe by 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, that would be cool. So it'll take off, for example, it'll hover, and you have the option for it to stay for 5 to 10 seconds, and then it'll come back to you automatically. So that would be cool to see that option. Maybe they can come out with a remote controller for it, so it's easier to control when you want to control it manually. So that's something that they should consider. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed flying it, and I love it. It's an awesome little quad, and I totally recommend it. I do also recommend that if you're going to consider buying one or getting one for yourself or a loved one, do opt out for the 2 battery version, because you're not going to get much flight time just from one. You only get around 9 minutes, and that's basically it. So yeah, opt out for 2 batteries. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please add a like to it, and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more content. Alright, with that said, I'm out of here. Thank you so much once again. God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next one.